Hello everybody, it's Dan here, and I'm just bringing you guys an explanatory video, if you will, in regards to some backlash. I actually been receiving this it's been going on for weeks, maybe even months, if you will, and I'm gonna explain, give you a bit of backstory, not really backstory, but you get what I'm saying. As of late, I'm sure a lot of you have noticed, I've been dominating when choosing between what games to pick or what console to play on, I'm going for PS4 for the most part. Now, I'm sure a lot of people didn't notice. I'm sure a lot of people didn't care to notice. I'm sure a lot of people are just like I said, I don't know. I didn't even notice. I don't care. I've just been looking at the game. However, there are certain people that may not like my particular choice of console. And this goes back to the age-old debate, what's better, Xbox, PlayStation. It's been going on for years, okay? And I hate seeing that kind of stuff pop up, and because it's just the silliest thing in the world, like, to be fighting over. Really, what's better? Does it really matter? Just play whatever you want to play and just have fun with it. That's what I think. But not everyone, I guess, shares that same frame of mind as I do. Now, I'm just going to talk more about a recent post. Like I said, when I've been playing these PlayStation 4 games, when apparently a lot of the times, not a lot of the time, I shouldn't say that, where some of the times the game is completely identical to the Xbox One version, meaning there's nothing that really makes the game any better or worse on either console. So, being that I've been doing more PlayStation 4, it's understandable that I guess some people may be frustrated. Some of the more dedicated Xbox fans out there may be more frustrated with my particular choice. If they feel like I'm neglecting the Xbox One, I'm not giving it enough time to. I'm not giving it a light. You know what I mean? I'm not giving it the spotlight, I guess you could say, that it deserves. You know what I mean? Because truth be told, 100%. My honest opinion is I do like both consoles. If you guys remember, back way before any of the next gen came out, like as in PlayStation 4, Xbox One, I was a dominant Xbox 360 user, and most of my games, if you look behind me, you can't see it right now, but you know what, look, most of the games back there are indeed Xbox. Look at all those. Those are all Xbox 360 games, and my PS3 collection starts over there. So it's vastly larger, and yeah, then there you have my Xbox One and PS4. The PS4 is a little bigger. Just a little bit. It's not insane, but it's been the last few games, and it's just been on like a series, you know what I mean? I think the past 4 games or so have been done on the PS4. Man, maybe that does seem like a lot when not many games come out this time of year, and I get that. But the point I'm making is I choose what game to play on what console based on what I get back, okay? It has nothing to do with what console I like better, because truth be told, I don't really prefer either console. They both have very, very similar specs. They both can run games at relatively the same appearance, everything's pretty much identical, and it all comes down to the developer of the game to make that particular game run to code. I mean, Microsoft and Sony both gave the tools the capacity to really make something appear, you know what I mean? They gave them the tools, like, hey, you can make it to this game. It's not up to us, though, if you put it in 1080p. For example, the conundrum with Thief, on Xbox One, it was rendered in 960p? Or 900p, sorry, 900p. And on the PS4, it was 1080. And at least that's what the word on the street was, according to the developers. And I heard that straight from the developers' mouths in an article I had read. And so when I saw that, I was kind of like, that's dumb. I mean, I'm watching something. A lot of people say you can't really notice, and that may be so, but I want to get the best visual experience possible. So I'm like, are all games going to be rendered in 900p on Xbox One? Because if so, that doesn't make sense why I would get it on Xbox One when I could get 1080p on PS4. Turns out that was only for a select period of games. Like I said, all on the developer. It depends how they developed it for that console. And I didn't know that. And so therefore I've been getting most of the games on PS4, and people are telling me, Dan, it's identical, 60 frames per second, 1080p on both consoles, you should switch it up. And you know what, I said I would, and I haven't been, unfortunately, because I had already pre-ordered a bunch of games on PS4 because I thought of this. I thought in advance, I'm like, okay, that's how it's gonna be, which is why I put money down on this console. No point in going all the way back in there just to switch it to a different console. So you get where I'm coming with this. But as of late, I played Battlefield Hardline Beta yesterday, and right now it is only available for PlayStation 4 and PC. Xbox One is getting the beta. I don't know when, I don't want to say anything because I really have no idea, no one really knows. So, obviously, I mean, yeah, in retrospect, I should have just played it on PC. I would have avoided this whole mess, but I got it on PlayStation 4 because it's a lot easier to record with on a console as of a PC. I'm not saying it's hard, but there's more things that could go wrong on a PC that a console is easier. I just can't explain it. If you play games and like if you are a YouTuber and you do Let's Plays and you use all consoles, you may know what I'm talking about. The setup is just so much simpler on the console. So, which is why I chose PS4. And I made a comment because to this day, even before I played Battlefield Hardline, I still got people who were upset over the fact that I've been choosing PS4 over Xbox One in terms of my games. Now, the thing is, it's one thing if someone's like, Dan, you've been playing a lot of PS4 lately, it'd be great if you could switch it up. And don't get me wrong, I do get that. I do get that a lot, don't worry. I'm just saying, like, if that were one case, and that's all that someone's put, this wouldn't be that big of a deal, and I'd feel more inclined to play an Xbox One title for that person because they're like, you know what, they want to. It may be the same, but they want to show that I have loyalty to their favorite console. It doesn't really matter that I don't care which console is better or which console is gonna be the better experience, but they like that and they want to see somebody who agrees with them. And if that means I play a game for that person or that type of person, it'll make them feel better, you know what I mean? So I completely understand where you're coming from, 100%. However, a few people have been taking it way too far, and when I mean way too far, I mean like people have outright been cursing my name, calling me like a Nazi of YouTube. Well, okay, that's a little far and extreme, but you get the idea. I've never had anybody actually like go on rants in the comments section about me and the choice I made about what console I chose this particular game for. It's just absurd. So I'm just kind of saying, what does it matter? I mean, they're both the same. This is just what I thought, and if my thought was incorrect, I've just been told by I've had a lot of sources, and everyone's like, you've been told by fanboys. No, I did my research and looked it up. From what I heard from various developers and things, that a lot of games on Xbox One were getting rendered in 900p, and I was like, that's kind of silly. So I'm going to play for PS4 for a while until they get that fixed up. And that was the main goal. That was the plan, until I'd go back to Xbox One once they caught back up, and they've done that already. I just didn't know it happened. So when I say I'm going back to Xbox One, it's not that I was never going to go back. I just was holding off for a bit. But I just want everybody to know, I don't get why there has to be so much hate for something so trivial. A piece of electronic that is just supposed to entertain somebody. Apparently it's a huge deal what you pick. Now, let's go back to Battlefield Hardline in the beta. And because I picked PS4, I was still a little sour, okay? I was kind of teasing people. I was also frustrated. So I don't want to say I was just, completely joking, because I would have said it in a different manner. I was joking, but I was just frustrated with getting all this hate, so I kind of picked on some of the Xbox One fanboys. Not even the Xbox One. Yeah, the Xbox One fanboys. Let's put it like that. And if you're an Xbox fan, like an actual fan of it, you'll know that an Xbox fan is not a fanboy. And the people who are getting upset over the fact that I have a preference, or I said, and that's exactly what I said too. I didn't go on a tirade or a rant saying, Xbox One is garbage, PS4 is the shit, PS4 is way better this, it's that. What did I say? My preference is with PS4 right now. That's what I said. Okay, you know what, I should have probably checked and see, because I don't remember exactly what I said, but I didn't hate on the Xbox One. I hated on the Xbox One fanboys. I was teasing them because of all the grief they've been giving me. There's been a lot of anger towards me just for something so silly. So I'm like, okay, Xbox One, you know, so you Xbox One fans, that's what I stated, the Xbox One fans. And I didn't mean that as the fans. So I do apologize for saying that, but my intention was to make fun of the fanboys and the fact that you can't choose any other thing except what they want. And if you choose something that's not with their likes, or they don't agree with you on something, you are Satan on earth. I'm dead serious. People just are losing their minds, and not many, not all. I shouldn't say all people. So a lot of people are defending me, going, "It's his preference. What does it matter?" That's fine, but a lot of people are misunderstanding what I really meant there. All they heard me say was PS4. I'm playing it on it. That's all they needed to hear, and that was the end of the world. I didn't even have to mention Xbox or Xbox fans or anything like that. It probably still would have ended up negatively for me or anybody. And the problem with that is, and I do agree with you guys on this one particular thing, in the fact that I said that, and because of my tone, it did incite, it could potentially, I haven't seen too much yet, but it could potentially, there's a couple obviously, but it does incite fanboy wars, and that's the thing. I do not want to condone that. I want to avoid that at all costs, and that was my fault, and I apologize. I don't want to start fanboy wars, especially with that. Now, in regards to another, okay, this is a huge deal, okay? I've been saying I've been even this whole time. I've picked both consoles. I have no preference, and even though I said I have a preference, but let me explain that preference, okay? Let me explain why I have that preference in this point in time. It's not because I think the system's better. It's not because I think that it's got better exclusives. It's not that I think that it's more powerful. The features are better. It's not that. Because let's be honest, both consoles have ups and downs. Both have features that I really like, and both, they both give me different aspects of it. There's different aspects of both consoles that draw me towards it. And certain ones, when one doesn't outweigh the other that much, I look at different scenarios, and I look at, okay, this is going to be faster, or this game has a better resolution, or whatever, and that was the case for a while. But ultimately, above everything else, that I base what I'm getting the game on is value. Simple as that. Because, like everybody else, I still pay for my games. Some will get sent a review copy here and there, not many. But I still pay for my games, just like everybody else does. I go to the store on launch day, and I pay for it with my own money. This comes out of my profit, you guys. You gotta understand that. And when I see a developer, a publisher, offer more for the same price that the competitor isn't doing. For example, Sony's been doing a lot of that. They've been giving you exclusives. They've been giving you a couple extra hours of missions or exclusive weaponry, or maybe if it's a racing game, an exclusive racing title, exclusive cars. They've been doing that like crazy. And it's not because it's the console's fault. That's the thing. A lot of people are thinking it's the console's fault. It's the companies that run them, that own them, that created them. Microsoft isn't making the right calls right now. And I don't care what anybody says. You got to admit, I'm right there. Okay, I watched E3. Okay, I watched a lot of E3. I caught back up. I watched all the press conferences. And when I watched both the Microsoft and the Sony press conferences, the two major big heads, well, at least a couple of the major big heads next to Nintendo. Microsoft, I watched it, I enjoyed it. The problem is they're focusing on the wrong things. They're focusing on things that a lot of people don't necessarily want anymore. Now, I don't want to hate on Call of Duty or anything, but there's been a lot of Call of Duties every year, and I don't know about you guys, but Call of Duty gets repetitive to me. And you may throw in a new idea, like this is Advanced Warfare, so it's like futuristic fighting, which looks really awesome. It looks pretty good. I'm not hating on it at all, but the fact that the way you're enticing people to buy this version of the game is because we get DLC like a week in advance. Okay, is that a system seller though? Like, are people really gonna want to buy Call of Duty map packs, which are like $20 for a map pack, just a week early? Like, I mean, just for having it, is that really gonna sell your console? No, in my eyes, no, that's not gonna sell the console. But when you have another competitor, okay, like look at a smaller, like a game that everyone's gonna get that we're all gonna love. Let me just think of an example. Destiny is a very good one. Both games are getting it, or sorry, both consoles are getting Destiny. However, PS4 worked the necessary deals out with the developer. It's all about deals and who you talk to and who you gain sponsorships with and partnerships with. And if you get Destiny on PS4, it's a no-brainer. I'm getting it on PS4. I'm going to tell you that right now. It doesn't matter. I'm getting way extra content, like insane amounts of content, weapons, missions, for the same price as Xbox, which doesn't include it. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to get the best bang for my buck possible. And since I have the choice, and I have a brain to to decipher which is the better choice in that regard, yes, I'm going to go with the one that's going to be the best for my wallet. You know what I mean? Like, I want to get the most out of what I can. And if one company's saying, if you buy our version of the game, you'll get it, fine. Being neutral, it doesn't affect me. I'm not restricted to either one. If Xbox were to say, this is our exclusives for this. Like, let's see, what's another example I could think of? Let's say Assassin's Creed, okay? As the new Assassin's Creed Unity. Assassin's Creed Unity, I think they're also just going with an early DLC kind of situation. I could be wrong. For Microsoft anyway, for Xbox One. But there's not really anything saying if you buy this on Xbox One, you're getting an extra mission, or you're getting extra content, extra DLC content, extra DLC weapons, outfits, whatever. Even if they're just little things, that's going to sway someone's vote for somebody who is a neutral party and has both consoles and doesn't know which one they want to get. Things like that are going to sway their vote one way or the other. Now, being that Microsoft does not do that, they never do exclusives. Ever since, like, even back in the wars with PS3 and Xbox 360 were going on, same kind of situation. Sony would give the exclusives, like either be a bonus character or an extra mission or whatever. They'd always throw that in, and you'd know, because it'd be like an exclusive content. And you'd be like, oh, makes sense to get it on this console instead of that one. Microsoft never ever did that. They always focused on getting Call of Duty lined up or just getting DLC in general early. In certain circumstances, I'm for that, because I'd like to play certain games' DLCs earlier than others, and I'd be like, I want to play this as soon as I can. Like, for example, Microsoft did mention, it's slipping my mind, I believe I want to say The Division, Tom Clancy's The Division, coming out next year. That one was getting early releases of DLC or something of that nature, and that's going to sway my vote. I mean, if PS4 comes out and says, we're going to give you this if you buy it, I'll probably go back to that. But if they don't, and PS4 is going to be nothing exclusive there, and their exclusive content is going to be you get the DLCs early, yes, I'll grab it on Xbox One. It all comes down to value in what I pick. Now, in what I said as well, that isn't based on how I choose a game. I was making fun. Now, you can't, like I said though, I should have known, I've been on YouTube and the internet for a long time now, you can't say things like that. It's a very, very delicate subject with a lot of people. And I'm just as upset with the Sony fanboys over the Microsoft fanboys. There's no favoritism, okay? Like, I mean, the idea is so stupid that people argue over something like this. It's just ridiculous. If you have a preference, stick by it. That's fine. Go ahead. If you love Xbox One, you think the PlayStation 4 is not your cup of tea, that's fine. Get the Xbox One, play the Xbox One games, the exclusives, whatever you like about that console, rep it. Okay, that's fine. But don't make other people feel like an asshole just for choosing something else. That's like saying, look at Coke and Pepsi. Do we really care? Like, are you really gonna fight each other over a soft drink? That does happen. And it's the same thing with the consoles. it doesn't matter. It's your preference. It's your taste. What do you like better? Do you like the interface better? Do you like the controller better? Do you like the exclusives better? There's a lot of things that you can judge when picking something. And being that I have the ability and the privilege to have both and experience both is great. But I'm also a consumer. A consumer who wants to get the most out of his money. And right now, Sony's been filling that void more than Microsoft has. It has nothing to do with the fact that I'm switching to Sony and I'm a PlayStation 4 channel now forever. Hell no. I'm still playing a lot of stuff on Xbox. Hell, the next game coming out is, next week, next Tuesday, releases the new Transformers and a new Grid. And Grid is available on the older console, so I'll be getting that on Xbox 360. But Transformers I'm getting on Xbox One. Like, it just comes down to neutrality. And if they're both the same, maybe I'll do the one that I haven't played in a while. Or if the series is a lot of decisions, like, let's say Metal Gear Solid. I'm pretty sure that's coming, Metal Gear Solid 5 is coming to both consoles, but it started on PlayStation, so it feels more comfortable, better to get it on PS4, although I'm pretty sure they're throwing out exclusive for getting it on PS4. I don't know yet, but that's how I look at things. So the fact that a lot of these people are saying I'm evil just for picking a console that they don't like, that's not fair. I mean, I thought it was about the content. What does it matter what machine I'm playing it on? Sure, my comment probably wasn't needed, and like I said, I apologize. I shouldn't have said that. But it has no bearing on what console I prefer or what console I actually use. Like, I mean, it doesn't matter. I use them both. I feel like they have to wow me, the customer. Or sorry, these companies, Microsoft, Sony, have to wow me into buying their product, not the other way around. And if I feel like one company's doing better, to do that, I'm going to go with that side of things. And I'm not just going to jump ship. I don't play this fanboy game, okay? I've never been a fanboy in my life. Even back when I was a kid, I never was like, I hate PlayStation. How could I say that? PlayStation came out, the original PlayStation came out way before the first Xbox did. And I think Xbox came out in 2001. First PlayStation came out in like 95. I think that's about right. And I had a PlayStation 1. So growing up on like PlayStation, all these previous games, and then going to Xbox and loving the new features, they really revolutionized gaming with Xbox Live. And I'm not going to forget that, and I know that. And a lot of things were stemmed off of Xbox's achievements in turning online gaming into what it is. Let's be honest, it's huge. Microsoft really did a huge thing there. But this is 2014. Everybody's doing it. And again, my money's going to who's giving me the most. It's really self-explanatory. This thing applies to anything you think of. Like, I don't know, what can I say here? Well, damn, I don't even know. Okay, say you're shopping for a new TV. You got two brands, Samsung and, let's say Samsung and, I don't want to say Sony because that's just going to start some shit. We'll say Samsung and LG. How about that? Samsung maybe has a nicer border, a nicer border. You like the trim of it. You like the display on it. You like the interface, or you like LG and you like the way LG looks, and you like the way that, I don't know, the LG interface is, or you like the price tag of the LG over the Samsung, and they have the same contrast, the same pixel aspect ratio, the same, they're both smart TVs, etc. They're all the same. Whatever one you prefer is like, that's what the same thing. And you know what's funny? Samsung and LG are literally warehouses across from each other in Korea. I'm dead serious. You got LG over here, and you got Samsung over here. And pretty soon Samsung's actually buying out LG, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if that's really 100% sure. But let's look at this. I've liked Samsung products better than LG. Does that mean people who have an LG monitor, an LG TV that are watching this right now, you're going to disown me just because I'm using a Samsung monitor and a Samsung TV? Like, maybe I should hate on you then. Like, maybe I should hate on you for having that LG TV. Damn you. You bought something that I didn't. How dare you? Like, that's what this is. I mean, I can't say that because I bought both. I have both, trying to be a neutral party. But you can't say anything. You can't say a thing without people freaking out on somebody else. Fanboy wars are the most immature thing I have ever seen. And for those fanboys, Sony and Microsoft alike, take it upon yourselves to look at the bigger picture. You know, realize there are way more important things to worry about. And I know this is lame and cliched, but think about it. You guys are complaining about an entertainment system when you've got starving children. Yes, I'm going there. Starving children in Africa who can't even get water. It's just so stupid. Like, you guys don't understand how good you have it. And I'm afraid it comes down to responsibility, maturity. There's a whole lot of factors. So for the comment I made, I do apologize. It was in ill taste and it was misguided and it shouldn't have been said. I agree. But let's be honest, the reason to hate me isn't because I made a comment about preferring PlayStation 4. I mean, if you're really that upset of me choosing it, are you upset because, like, let's just say you look at me as a public figure? I don't want to say that, but you know what I mean. Say, for example, you think I'm one of your favorite YouTubers. That's more realistic. Your favorite YouTuber who you watch, well, hopefully daily, but that you watch daily, weekly, whatever, the one you go to for gameplay, and you find out that he is playing more games on a console that you despise for whatever reason. Is that really a reason to hate? I think it's just ridiculous. I mean, think what you want. If you really, really feel that strongly about it, and you want to stick to your guns, and you're like, damn, no, I'm not, I hate you now for being so, for saying those things, that's fine. I'm not going to force you to stay. I just want you to know what my thoughts are on this. That's always how I think. And I just want to stop the fanboy for 2 seconds. Just stop the fanboy wars. Here's an idea. How about Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo all combine to form one console? Fanboy wars would be done. But that'll never happen. It's a competitive market. Someone wants to make more than the other guy, and joining the others, well, hell, can you imagine? I think the world would implode if that happened. You know what's funny? The only fanboys that don't exist are Nintendo. There's just Nintendo fans. Why? Because how old is Nintendo? Nintendo brought up games that were completely different. They were for entertainment. They were from my childhood. Like, you don't see this anymore. Back in the 90s and the 80s, the people playing a really cool thing that seemed really insanely advanced and everyone didn't even know what to make of it. It was just so cool and interesting. But now it's coming down to competition over which pixel looks clearer on which console. It's so stupid, guys. And I please ask you, if you are a fan of your console, like I said, if you're a fan, rep that brand. Rep it. If you prefer it, that's fine. Rep it proudly. That's fine. But if you're a fanboy, and the reason they use boy, there's no such thing as a fan man. I'd hope not. But it's simple. Just look at the bigger picture, please. Step back and think, does it really matter? That's the question you gotta ask. Does it really matter? I really don't think it does. But I'll leave that up to you guys to decide. Let me know your comments. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below about this. Anybody who's been yelling at me or whatever, who's been upset with me over choosing or have been playing more games on PS4, I'd love to hear what you think. Please comment. If it's another hate comment, fine, I take it. It's how it is. It's criticism. In some way it is criticism, so lay it on me. But I want to let it be known that trying to say that I'm just a corporate sellout now because I play a lot more on PS4, I think you're getting mad at the wrong people. You should really be thinking about who is making that console that's not giving the same people extra stuff that... you just get mad at Microsoft. You're not really mad at me. You're mad at Microsoft, aren't you? Because they're not giving the same exclusives. They're not giving you the same bonuses. And I know they're just little bonuses, let's be honest. But like I said, more for the same amount of money is just a no-brainer. But some people are dedicated, loyal to the death. Death. People have been killed over this. I'm actually serious. We're actually literally going to be Next thing you know, I'm gonna look out my window and I'm gonna see an Xbox flag and a Sony flag, and then like, you got this like, and you've got like a marching band playing the startup theme little intro tidbit thing of each console, or the background music. They're just playing that along as you go to war with your rifles and your rifles and bayonets and whatever you got. I don't know. Your artillery. It's gonna be an epic battle one of these days. And the world's gonna implode. And then the creatures from outer space are gonna look at what happened and they're gonna find out that it was over this and they're gonna laugh at all of us. Is that really what you want? I don't think it is. So, again guys, I think I've rambled long enough. Let me know your thoughts. Again, anything you have, anything you want to add, anything you felt I missed about this, please feel free. But I would like to let anyone know, even though I still feel like the insults were unnecessary, they are your opinion and you are completely entitled to them. I don't want to take your opinion away at all. That's why we have YouTube. It's all about opinions. And the comment I said, I apologize. Like I said, I'm apologizing. I'm being honest with you. I didn't mean it in the way you may have thought I meant it. It doesn't mean I'm jumping ship. I was never on either ship. You know what I mean? I'm in between ships because, hell, like I'm standing in between the ship and these two bastards are trying to lure me with different gifts and temptations while one's doing a better job. But I still come back to that center ship. That center boat. I'm on my own boat. I don't have a ship. So, oh God, there's been a lot of metaphors in this video. But, yeah, I do apologize again. But thanks, guys, for those of you who've been sticking with me and understand what I'm coming from. And if those people that were giving me grief are upset over the fact, I hope you get what I'm saying too. I hope you understand this. Never my intention to antagonize anybody on my channel. That's stupid. You guys are my fan base. You guys are awesome. You guys are my livelihood on YouTube. That's truth. And I guess a lot of people just misread what I said. It's maybe that simple. I hope it's that simple. But I mean, like I said, if you're leaving, I hope you had a good stay. That's all I can say. I mean, there's not much else I can say after that. I'd prefer that if you left my channel, it'd be something over a little bit worse than just me making a bit of a misguided joke. But I've aired my thoughts. I hope you guys get it. Let me know, please. Comment it up. I want to hear it. But this is truly honest from my heart. Like, I mean this 100% when I say thank you. And I apologize. Anybody offended, I didn't want to make anything of it. And I promise I won't make any more mention of either. I've been doing that, I know, in unboxings and things. I won't mention any of that again. It's going to be neutral. No bashing of any sort. I don't want to start fanboy wars. Let's cancel the fanboy war cause. That we can't let this stuff continue. Let's just all hug it out. Bro hug it, please. Just find an Xbox fan and find a Sony fan and just hug. Come together and, you know, a warm embrace. Just squeeze each other and love each other. Here's an idea. I'm giving you guys some homework. Write something that you like about the opposite console from a series. No, I'm just kidding. You don't have to do that. Alright guys, I'm sorry I keep talking. I just feel like there's so much to say, but I only have a small amount of time to say it. So, thanks so much for watching, guys. I appreciate you guys being a subscriber. I appreciate you guys for understanding. I hope everyone heard me out in the fullest. This is very important in my opinion. So please go down below. Air your thoughts. It's an open book. Anybody can say what they want, and I will not disown you for it. Say what's on your mind. That's why I leave this stuff open. I try to be neutral, but even when I try to be neutral, I sometimes slip up and, you know, I guess, make it seem otherwise. So, thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you have a fantastic day, evening, morning, whatever. I hope I see you guys next time. For those of you who are thinking about leaving, well, I hope I see you next time. But, gotta do what you gotta do, I guess. Alright, guys. I'll see you next time, and take it easy. Love you. I'm sorry, I'm going now, really.